To do the week 5 individual data contribution assignment, start on the course homepage and launch the Excel keyboard shortcuts. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Control Tab to get back to D2L, then Assessments Assignments. Go down in the individual data contribution area to week 5. In this class, we're going to compare your company's stock price with 3 theoretical prices: the dividend discount model, the book values per share, and the earnings model. That's abbreviated by dividend discount model DDM, books values per share BVPS, and then earnings model EM. And we're going to make a week 5 table. We're going to type in week 5 in cell I-87, and we're going to bold it. We're going to copy the following phrases, and I might as well just select them now, Control C, right below I-87 and I-88. And then we're going to use these following formula. Now notice that this first one, equal G17, it follows a pattern, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, down to the dividend at year N, or the 5th year, the most recent year. So we can use autofill for that. So the shortcuts we're going to be using is Control C, Control V, Control G to find some place, in our case I-87, Control D to autofill down, and Control B to bold. So Alt-Tab into our Excel spreadsheet that we have open, and I'm going to go Control G to I-87, enter, and I'm going to type in week 4, enter, and right before I bold it, while I'm on this cell, I'm going to go Control V to paste the words that I copied. I'm going to go back to week 4 and Control B to bold it, and now I'm going to start with my formulas. So that is G17, enter, and I'm going to go back up to it and shift all the way down to the dividend for the current year and Control D. Now the dividend initial is the same row, 21, but it's the first year, the 2020 year. So that's C21. And the earnings per share is G7. We're going to be using all these numbers when we calculate those 3 formulas. And the return on equity is in N14, and the risk-free rate is 4.79. That's the most current one, 79%. And the market rate, according to S&P 500, is 9%. I should say 9.0, but basically still mathematically it's the same. Now I get into my formulas. So the dividend, the growth of the dividend is the most recent growth divided by the initial, or the most recent dividend amount divided by the initial dividend amount, to the power of 1 over however many there are, which there are 5, minus 1, so 4. So that over to the exponent of 1/4, and then subtract the entire thing by 1. So it's equal, I'm going to put it in brackets, the most current year, dn, divided by the initial year, d0, close brackets, and an exponent is, you hold down shift and it's the caret, it's right above, it's what you get when you, a capital 6, you hold down shift, the caret, and then in brackets 1 divided by 4, close brackets. And now if I put minus 1, the minus 1 is not part of the exponent. As soon as I close the brackets on that exponent, it's no longer exponent, so I can safely do this minus 1, and then enter. And then the D1, the future dividend, the formula for that is the initial dividend times, in brackets, 1 plus the growth of dividend. So it's equal the initial dividend multiplied, I have to put an asterisk, in brackets, 1 plus whatever this growth is. Close. Good. And there's no asterisks in here, but it's implied that it's a multiplication, so I have to put that in. Then the required return is the risk-free rate plus the beta multiplied by the difference between the market rate and the risk-free rate. So it's equal the risk-free rate and plus the beta multiplied by the difference from the market rate minus the risk-free rate, close bracket. I'm going to reduce I'm going to reduce how many decimal places. So control 1, and then they have it as a percentage, which is okay, but not 16. I'm going to make it 3. And then I'm going to make this column Alt HOI, so it's back to a normal size. Good. Now for the retained earnings, it's EPS minus the dividend next year. So equal the EPS, is that one, minus D1. And then the growth rate of the company is the return on equity multiplied by 1 minus the dividend divided by the EPS. So equal the return on equity, which I have up here, and then times, in brackets, 1 minus, and then D1 divided by EPS. And then, now don't worry about order of operations. It will do the dividing first. It'll do the D1 over EPS before, and then it'll go 1 minus that whole term. And then enter. And then finally, the present value of growth opportunities is RE. I'm going to put this in brackets. RE, and then multiplied by, and in brackets, some more brackets, ROE divided by K. ROE divided by K. And then that whole thing minus 1, close brackets. And now I'm going to close brackets for the numerator. And then divide that by the denominator. I'm going to also use brackets, K minus the growth of the company. So divided by, in brackets, K minus the growth of the company, close brackets. Mine's negative. That's not very optional, but that's what we have to do.